Half a century ago, a young boy lived a childhood of abuse day after day at the hands of his father. Today, that boy is a man in the Minnesota legislature doing everything he can across party lines to help kids find helpers in a way he never had. This is the story of Representative Jim Nash. Here's Jana Shortle.
Inside the People's House are people elected to do a job. People like six-term Republican whip Jim Nash.
I'm a pretty serious guy here at the Capitol.
A serious conservative who holds nothing back in sparring with Democrats on policy. Some even call him the GOP enforcer. But there's another side to Representative Nash, too.
I grew up as an abused kid. From the time I was very little until the time I was about 17, my dad, in various degrees of intensity, would hit me, beat me.
The story of his childhood that little by little he's been sharing.
I was hospitalized 8 times by my father.
As a kid who grew up as an abused child, this has become very, very important for me.
Every time he's talked about it, it's to change laws in Minnesota, which he actually did. His first bill made it a crime for managers or supervisors to dismiss the report of a mandatory reporter. That was his first bill for 2 reasons.
I had a number of mandatory reporters fail me. One report was made by my favorite teacher. She recognized that as a kid I had bruises, contusions, and she brought that to the principal of the school that I was at, who covered it up and made it go away.
That was when Jim was in the 2nd grade. And then at least 8 more times he was beaten so badly by his father, he had to go to the hospital. The hospital where his mom was the director of nursing. My
mom did know, and she was management at a hospital in the city that we lived in, and a mandatory reporter, and she covered it up.
Years before Jim was able to start talking about the abuse he endured, he asked his mom, why?
I asked her, Mom, you were a mandatory reporter, and she said, oh yeah, and saved a lot of people and women and children from abusive husbands. And I thought for a little bit, like, I don't know if I want to ask this next question, but I did. I said, well, Mom, why didn't you save me? And she didn't talk for a little bit, got very quiet in the car as we were driving to the airport. And the answer that eventually came back was, I just figured you could take it.
That answer began this journey to pass that first bill, then another for more training for mandatory reporters. All of this work, patchwork, for a broken childhood.
I don't sleep a ton, and I get nightmares sometimes, and I don't always like talking about it.
How bad was it?
Oh, it was bad. We won a baseball championship, and I got a commemorative bat, and I had a bat rack that came along with it. And I put it on my wall in my bedroom, and I didn't ask permission, and he got angry at that and came up and took the bat off the rack and began beating me with it.
What does it feel like when you're a kid and you're being beaten? Is there blame that happens within yourself?
I think the question that always went through my mind is, what did I do? What did I do to get this visited upon me?
There is no answer to that question because there are no reasons worthy of abusing your child. Representative Nash knows that. It's young Jimmy Nash he has to convince, and he's doing that convincing with these bills.
I think that this is one of the reasons that I'm here. I'm in a very small group of people who can change Minnesota law. I have an opportunity and a responsibility.
To who?
To the other Jimmy Nashes.
Wow, that was Jana Shortle reporting. Jim Nash's father died 10 months ago, and while his father never apologized to him or came clean about the abuse, Jim said he does forgive him. As for his work on this going forward, stay tuned. In the upcoming legislative session, he again will draft bills with bipartisan support to toughen the mandatory reporter laws in Minnesota.